For 1400 years, readers opening the Quran have hit an immediate roadblock. Several chapters begin with a sequence of disconnected Arabic letters, the al-Muqattaat. Historically, scholars looked at these sequences, found no grammatical meaning, and categorized them as impenetrable divine enigmas. The consensus was to treat them as mystical poetry, acknowledge they were beyond human reason, and simply move on. The back cover of the Algebra of Revelation treats the Quran as a precision-engineered dataset, setting aside folklore to examine the text's mechanics. Through an alphanumeric audit, Ahmed claims these letters act as a checksum, verifying the file hasn't been corrupted or altered. This methodology seeks out functional, structural source code within the Arabic characters. Right here on the front cover, we see the primary test case for this algebra, the sequence Aleph Lam Mim. To read the code, we have to understand the phonosemantic prime. This is the principle that each Arabic letter possesses intrinsic, functional DNA. The sound and the meaning are hard-coded together, rather than assigned arbitrarily. The first variable, Aleph, functions as raw primordial force, an initial burst of unshaped energy. That energy meets the second variable, Lam, a directional vector channeling it along a specific path. Finally, the vector terminates at Mim, the tangible mass where the directed energy solidifies. When you run the variables together, you get a continuous logical equation. Force channeled through a vector equals mass. Aleph Lam Mim is a technical blueprint for how reality and revelation manifest. The historical Arabic definition of algebra, al-Jab, is the restoration of broken or disconnected parts into a functional whole. When applied to the text, this formula dictates the exact systemic function of the chapters these letters precede. The sequences are headers that tell you exactly what kind of data you are about to read. This flowsheet visualizes the sorting mechanism. Chapters headed by Aleph Lam Mim consistently contain data focused on physical manifestation and earthly law. But if you alter a single variable, swapping the mass of Mim for the visionary sight of Ra, the resulting Aleph Lam Ra chapters categorize different data, focusing on observation and unseen phenomena. Alter the variable, and the empirical function of the data changes. This mathematical sorting is the checksum. It creates a structural lock. If a chapter's content drifted away from its header parameters, the checksum would immediately fail, flagging the text as corrupted. These disconnected letters are the load-bearing architecture holding the logic of the book together. The result of this forensic verification is absolute. The internal logic of the text is perfectly locked. Looking back at the final lines on the cover, Ahmed concludes the audit. The 14th century-old code has been compiled and run. The hardware check is complete, and the system shows zero degradation. This shifts the study of the text away from subjective, emotional interpretation toward objective, verifiable calculation. The mystery of the disconnected letters has a definitive answer. The text functions as an instrument for calculating reality,